With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Results are coming in from the midterm primaries. Former Democratic Governor Roy Cooper and ex-Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Whatley each won their party's U.S. Senate nominations in North Carolina, setting the stage for a fall campaign that could determine control of the chamber. Both clinched their elections in crowded fields to replace retiring Senator Thom Tillis. He isn't seeking a third term. In Texas, there's a race for the Republican nomination for Senate, with incumbent John Cornyn trying to win a fifth term, but facing opposition from Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton and Congressman Wesley Hunt. Governor Greg Abbott has won the GOP nomination for governor in Texas, and in Arkansas, Tom Cotton wins the Republican nomination for U.S. Senate in that primary election. In other news, President Trump says the U.S. military has the upper hand in the war against Iran. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
The president said the ongoing combat operations have been very successful in eliminating Iran's forces and systems.
They have no Navy, it's been knocked out. They have no Air Force, it's been knocked out. They have no air detection, that's been knocked out. Their radar has been knocked out.
He also disputed claims that Israel forced the U.S. to take action. The president said, if anything, he might have forced Israel's hand because he believed Iran was going to attack. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Israel stepped up airstrikes on Iranian missile launchers and a nuclear research site, and Iran retaliated against Israel and across the Gulf region, disrupting energy supplies and travel. As explosions rang out Tuesday in Tehran and in Lebanon, where Israel said it struck Hezbollah militants, the American embassy in Saudi Arabia was there. Colorado Democrats want to legalize prostitution. Correspondent Michael Harrington reports.
The bill would remove all criminal penalties for the practice and void all local laws against it. Maine has decriminalized prostitution, but so far no state has made it fully legal everywhere within its borders. The four Democratic sponsors of the legislation, three of whom are women, claim that the measure would improve the health and safety of prostitutes. At this point, the bill's fate in the Colorado legislature is uncertain. Michael Harrington reporting.
Two women who are living as men are suing Kansas over a new law that bars them from changing the gender on their driver's licenses. The women, who are being represented by the American Civil Liberties Union, claim that the statute violates right to privacy, personal autonomy, and due legal process guaranteed by the Kansas Constitution. 8 other states don't allow transgender people to change their driver's licenses. SRN News.
Prove yours. Mine you can find at the CDC or on the FBI website. You need to do your own homework. Because when you spoon feed them, even when you do that, they tell you you're wrong, even though they have nothing to back it up with. Just like AOC, nothing.
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that will make you think. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
It's the Joe Messina Show.
Welcome back to another session of Insanity right here on the Joe Messina Show. It's a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. It ain't that hard, people. It really isn't. Anyway, always appreciate your time. I really do. And I appreciate the time you're spending with us here on the air, in the chat room, texting and tweeting and engaging and not engaging and somewhat engaging. I mean, seriously, we got a lot going on. This is not that hard to figure out. You know, I left you in the other hour. I said I would come back and hit this, and I want to hit this because I think it's important. You're listening to the Joe Messina Show. You can check us out at joemessina.com, joemessina.com. So, I was talking about the Kurds, not the turds, the Kurds. And I'm not being funny. I mean, some of you, all right, don't speak so good. You know what I'm saying, all right? So, I heard the sound of freedom, one person said, on the ground. And U.S. bombers on the way to Iran. And we knew that was the sound of freedom for us. See, all you little people here that think that America sucks so bad, we're such a terrible country, and that people hate us. Yeah, and to show you, I guess, just to show you how off the wall that they are. Think this through. We have people dying to get here. We had people who honestly want to be here for better reasons, that walked through swamps and walked thousands of miles to get here. So, not all those people who came over the border also were all, criminals, bad people, and that kind of stuff. I don't believe that. I think some people took advantage of it. They wanted to be here to freedom, to taste freedom. So all these people are trying to get here to this terrible, nasty. We need to send all those people back. You know why? Because they must be mentally deranged. Why would you come to a country that would oppress you, oppress your women, hate you because you're a different color? Why would you do that? You guys on the left, the far left, not liberals. Traditional liberals, I'm fine with. I get along with them. But you guys that are on the far left, you make no sense. You make absolutely no. Your arguments don't hold up. Anyhow, so again, when they saw our planes coming in, when they saw what was happening, they felt like this. Okay, we've got a chance now. Think about that. Other countries, other people see our planes coming, and they're happy. Remember, the Iranian people pretty much begged Donald Trump to come in. Right? Begged him to come in and protect them and save them. I love it. I just think it's great. Lebanon today, right? They denounced Hezbollah. That's never been done before. Why? Because Hezbollah lied to them and told them they wouldn't do something that they were actually doing and did do. So anyway, you look at this stuff, you just have to stop, and you got to say, let the generals, let the people do. Yes, they have oversight. They have people watching what they're doing, but my God, you don't need to know every little thing. Like the one person from Congress, I don't remember who it was, who said that they needed to brief all the Congress. No, they didn't. First of all, you guys don't know how to keep a secret. That's number one. And our American soldiers, why the heck would they go out there and do things if we can't trust you? Really? You're going to leak it and they're going to get killed. I wouldn't tell you anything. Anyway. So I guess we're looking at arming the Kurdish people to make sure that they can protect themselves. Iran feels threatened by the success of the Iraqi Kurdistan. There are 12 million Kurds living in Iran. Think about that. Think about the damage they could cause. Think about what they could do. And they're fighters. Just check your history. They've been fighters in the past. They're fighters now. We could give them what they need to succeed. And I don't believe for a second that Russia has the guts to do anything. I don't believe for a second that China's going to intervene to help Iran out at all. Maybe some of you guys do. Look, they don't have the resources anymore. Think about it. We can choke them with fuel. I mean, how far do you think they're going to get with those big, massive ships of theirs if they can't refuel them? It's wonderful. I have no problem with it. I think it's great. 855 Real Joe, 855-732-5563. When we come back, I want you to see Hakeem Jeffries kind of tried to wiggle out. There's no other word for it. Wiggle out of being on Trump, getting on Trump's case because of what he did. But when Obama did the same thing, not a problem. Right? Remember that? And I don't blame them. Hey, I'm sorry. Somebody sent me something that was really goofy. 855 Real Joe, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, and truly be part of the conversation. Be back with you in just a few minutes.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that when combined really keep things moving. I drink it every day and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors, natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is Life Change Tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more.
So go to MyPillow.com or call 800-923-1812 and use promo code AUDIO1 to get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88, the lowest price ever.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
I married your mother because I wanted children. Imagine my disappointment when you arrived.
I'm enjoying the music. What do you want from me? I got a little out of place there. Anyway, Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE. 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged. Truly be part of the solution. Love it when you are. You know that. I tell you that all the time. And I really do love it when you are. All right. So here's Hakeem Jeffries. Basically, I don't know how to put this. Not enjoying being called on the carpet for being disingenuous. And the funny thing about it is that, a lot of times, the press is on their side, right? And all of a sudden now they're upset that the press isn't doing what they want them to do. All right, take a look. Well, that won't work. All right, take a listen.
President Trump needs that approval. Thank you, Leader Jeffries. Back in 2011, Nancy Pelosi said that then President Obama didn't need congressional approval to bomb Libya. Now House Democrats say President Trump needs that approval to bomb Iran. What's the difference?
Well, obviously, Libya and the circumstances connected to that were very different than the circumstance that we face in Iran right now. I mean, I don't even understand the genesis or basis of that question. Not suggesting that you're not asking it in good faith.
Libya went on for 7 months.
As I've indicated, first of all,
Libya went on for 7 months. The question is, and they get mad at Trump when he does it. When he questions the question, they get mad at him. Don't you love it? Double standard. No question about it.
Good faith.
Libya went on for 7 months.
As I've indicated, first of all, was not in Congress at the time. So we're dealing.
So what does that mean? It wasn't your fault. You can't respond to it. You can't tell it. Wow. That's interesting.
With what we're dealing with right now, which is a catastrophic, endless war, as Donald Trump has characterized it, without any justification that there was going to be a preeminent assault or
So what do you want, Hakeem? We send him more money? Maybe we send him more money. That would fix everything, wouldn't it?
attack on the United States of America, either in our homeland or as it relates to our interests in the Middle East. The administration is not even pretending like they have intelligence or information at this point, publicly. And certainly there's been nothing that has been presented to us privately to justify a preemptive strike of this nature that has triggered an all-out war in the Middle East.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, Donald Trump is the one who said in the aftermath of the 12-day war that Iran's nuclear program has been completely and totally obliterated. Not my words, his words. So was he lying to the American people then, or is he lying now?
Oh, you mean like Billy Bob? Like Obama? Like Joe Biden? No, this was the information he got at the time. Yeah, I'm not sticking up for George W. Bush because I'm not a big fan of his, whether you like it or not. But he was going on information that he got from his people. You know, on the WMDs. And maybe he pumped it up. I don't know. I'm not stepping in it because I don't know.
So, Madam Speaker, Madam Leader, you're saying that the president did not need authorization initially and still does not need any authorization from Congress on Libya?
No.
Yes.
Thank you both.
Thank you all very much.
She didn't even want to answer the question. because she was caught. And she knew she was caught. That's the funny thing about it. You know, it's funny because when this stuff gets in front of them, they're so used to the press being on their side now that they don't know what to do. Because they're not asked these questions, so they don't even have to think them through, or didn't. Now you're seeing a little difference. You're seeing, what do you call it? You're seeing CNN. Not hard, but you're seeing them push back. Right? I'm good with that. That's great. That's wonderful. So I thought, do we have time for this? Yeah. I thought I'd have some fun. John Kennedy, who I love. I mean, he's great. He takes about a minute to rip up AOC. And it's not even nasty. It is legitimately funny. And if he did the same thing to me to a degree, I'd probably be laughing too. But you gotta hear this. It's worth the listen. I'll put it that way. And you all know Kennedy. He's just a little pistol. And he uses that kind of country humor. So even the CNN guys and the Fox guys or whoever, they gotta laugh. You know, they gotta laugh at him. Seriously. All right. Here, take a listen. Come on. You guys realize that it never works the first time, right? Okay. Yeah, of course not. There you go. I told you it never works the first time. You don't listen to me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged. Be part of the solution. Don't be part of the problem. The way you're not part of the problem, you already know the answer to this. All right, here we go. He's there.
All crickets. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez it's not all crickets. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez went to Munich this week and made some comments about foreign policy. Look, I don't hate anybody, and I certainly don't hate the Congresswoman. But how can I put this? The Congresswoman is kind of like Vice President Kamala Harris, but with more bartending experience. She has never been accused of being a policy maven. You put her in a presidential primary with Elizabeth Warren or Rahm Emanuel, they will devour her like a light snack. I probably shouldn't say this, but she can get me back. Somebody told me a joke today. They said Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez announced today categorically that she is not a moron. And she went on to say she hasn't even been to Utah, much less embraced their religion. Now, she can get me back. I don't dislike the Congresswoman, but our plan for dealing with her, as I've said before, has always been Operation Let Her Speak. And so far, it's working. And my message to my friend, the Congresswoman, is you go, girl. You just keep it up.
You gotta, I'm sorry. That's hilarious. You gotta love this guy. Anyway, Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. Thanks for hanging in. Always appreciate your time with me. We've got so much going on. So many things happen that I want to get to, that I want to talk about. And things that are important to us. You and me. Be back in a little bit. Don't go far. A lot more coming up after the break.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's homeownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. But here's one thing you can control: making sure your loved ones are protected if the unexpected happens. At EasyPlans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage, designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, EasyPlans.com has you covered. EasyPlans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Results are coming in from the midterm primaries. Former Democratic Governor Roy Cooper and ex-Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Whatley each won their party's U.S. Senate nominations in North Carolina, setting the stage for a fall campaign that could determine control of the chamber. Both clinched their elections in crowded fields to replace retiring Senator Thom Tillis. He isn't seeking a third term. In Texas, there's a race for the Republican nomination for Senate, with incumbent John Cornyn trying to win a fifth term, but facing opposition from Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton and Congressman Wesley Hunt. Governor Greg Abbott has won the GOP nomination for governor in Texas, and in Arkansas, Tom Cotton wins the Republican nomination for U.S. Senate in that primary election. In other news, President Trump says the U.S. military has the upper hand in the war against Iran. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
The president said the ongoing combat operations have been very successful in eliminating Iran's forces and systems.
They have no Navy. It's been knocked out. They have no Air Force. It's been knocked out.
And
they have no air detection. That's been knocked out. Their radar has been knocked out.
He also disputed claims that Israel forced the U.S. to take action. The president said, if anything, he might have forced Israel's hand because he believed Iran was going to attack. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Israel stepped up airstrikes on Iranian missile launchers and a nuclear research site, and Iran retaliated against Israel and across the Gulf region, disrupting energy supplies and travel. As explosions rang out Tuesday in Tehran and in Lebanon, where Israel said it struck Hezbollah militants, the American embassy in Saudi Arabia was there. Colorado Democrats want to legalize prostitution. Correspondent Michael Harrington reports.
The bill would remove all criminal penalties for the practice and void all local laws against it. Maine has decriminalized prostitution, but so far no state has made it fully legal everywhere within its borders. The four Democratic sponsors of the legislation, three of whom are women, claim that the measure would improve the health and safety of prostitutes. At this point, the bill's fate in the Colorado legislature is uncertain. Michael Harrington reporting.
Two women who are living as men are suing Kansas over a new law that bars them from changing the gender on their driver's licenses. The women, who are being represented by the American Civil Liberties Union, claim that the statute violates right to privacy, personal autonomy, and due legal process guaranteed by the Kansas Constitution. 8 other states don't allow transgender people to change their driver's licenses. SRN News. Worries about war send oil prices up and stocks plunging.
Stocks closed lower on Wall Street after recouping much of an early loss, while crude oil prices climbed even higher on worries about the widening war with Iran. The S&P 500 lost 0.9% Tuesday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 403 points. That's about 0.8%. The Dow had been down more than 1,200 points. The Nasdaq Composite pared its loss to 1%. Crude oil prices rose almost 5%. Treasury yields edged higher in the bond market. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note rose to 4.06%. Seth Sutel, New York.
New Mexico prosecutors are presenting never-before-seen video depositions of Meta executives at a trial that centers on the impacts of the conglomerate's platforms on children. More details at srnnews.com. From Washington, I'm Keith Peters.
You got to press the right buttons, yakking away. We're back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. And I do appreciate the time that you guys spend with us here on the air, in the chat room, and just being part of what we're doing. All right? You can find a chat room there at joemessina.com, joemessina.com, and I do appreciate the time very much that you're spending with us. All right. Like I said, I have so many stories. I never get through them all either. That's the bad part about it. I want to, but I never do. All right. So here's a bunch of Democrat representatives. And you sit there and you say, you know, they're making fun of the military men and women and the awards that they got at the State of the Union. And I don't want to hear that you know they're just having a little fun. They're doing the freedom of speech. No, they're representatives. They need to hold themselves to a higher standard. And making fun of people that got out there, right? Put their lives. What do? You sit in to make crazy laws, and you expect us to follow them and be part of them. No, and they're so callous about it. Take a listen.
I was there, and it was as horrific as I thought it would be.
Did you leave early?
Absolutely.
It was like an award show. You get a medal. You get a medal. You get a medal. That's literally Mo just said. You get a car. You get a car. Y'all are on the same page.
Amazing. They're making fun of the 100-year-old military men, right, that did more to keep this country safe than these representatives did. Now, there were only 2 Democrat members of Congress in this group, but they poked fun at Trump and the veterans. The medals that they got, they were well-deserved. They were long, long overdue. As the Gateway pundit Jordan Conradson reported, President Trump delivered a historic address. Now, he focused on affordability. He made a few new economic policy announcements. But the evening was highlighted by several moments honoring Americans, and these included the U.S. men's hockey team. They won the gold medal on Sunday, along with several American veterans who risked their lives to accomplish some of the most extraordinary feats imaginable. Think about something. These guys get a hangnail in Congress, and they can't come to work. Right? You got a guy with shredded legs flying in. Now, listen, yours truly, I've got my helicopter pilot's license. I never flew a Chinook, but I'll tell you what, I've flown some pretty big helicopters. They're not as easy as you think they are. You need to pay attention. You need to concentrate. You really need to have your mind on what you're doing. And here's a guy going through all kinds of pain to save his compadres, save his fellow soldiers, save his fellow Americans, while his legs are dripping blood. Are we for real here? No, seriously. And you guys don't know. If his legs were tore up the way they were, and he had to step on those pedals to keep that helicopter straight and level, yeah, you don't even know. Trump also recognized those who died at the hands of illegal aliens and violent thugs on American soil. But the best they could do is make fun of the soldiers. Okay? And one was very proud of the fact that she walked out on his speech. What does that make? You know, that's the funny thing about this. It doesn't make you... How can you call yourself a fighter when you walk out of speeches like that? Take notes. Rebut it later. Talk to your constituents about it. Yeah, I hung in there. I had to listen to all that crap because of you guys, because of my constituents. I do the same thing here as a joke. I tell you guys all the time. I peruse CNN, MSN Now, BC, AD, whatever. I do that so, seriously, I don't want to. There's so much junk there, it starts working on my head. And I'm going to bring this up from time to time too, right? If you head over to the ICE website, there are thousands of pictures that are, I want to say floating through, I don't want to say it that way, but that are rotating through. And they're pictures of people that were killed by illegals. And they can't handle it.
This is an automatic reading of the article. This is who we...
They don't know what to do with it. And you see the pictures, right? They're protecting these rapists, murderers. And I'm not talking about the ones just coming over the border. I'm talking about the ones that actually have been picked up, gone to jail, released, charges dropped. Right? And partly they'll tell you why what's the reasoning behind it. Well, you know, you got to understand where they came from. They live different lifestyles. Look at all the stuff that they went through. Just amazing. And we're supposed to buy all that. That's supposed to mean something to us. It means nothing to me. Really. Now, you know me, I'm not into celebrities or that kind of stuff. But I don't know if you caught this. I think it was at the end of last week. I think it was Friday. The leftists were going crazy. They were all over pop star Camila Cabello for speaking out against communist atrocities in Cuba. So she talked about this stuff again. This is what I tell you, those crazy Karens, right? Those crazy young women that think they've got all the answers, they know what's going on, and they're going to stick up for something somehow, somebody that they have absolutely no clues to what they're talking about. So Cuban-American sensation Camila Cabello, she's being met with vicious attacks from leftists for using her social media to shine a light on the devastating humanitarian crisis gripping Cuba under its long-standing communist regime. Now, Cabela, who was born in Havana, immigrated to the United States with her family when she was 7. She shared a series of photos from her childhood, including images of her in the communist young pioneer uniform, a symbol of the regime and indoctrination efforts. So she's been through all of this, right? In her caption, she didn't miss words, any words about 67 years of a failing dictatorship and oppressive regime. The Cuban people are suffering in an echo chamber where no one can hear them because to speak is to risk your life. And again, the white folks coming out after her, telling her she doesn't know what she's talking about. Right? You know, people looking for food in trash heaps. They don't really have any, you know, they got socialized medicine, all right, if you can get it. Right? The power is gone for so long. Food spoils. Water becomes scarce. The Cuban people have lived without dignity, without hope for too long. And it's no wonder so many Cubans have thrown themselves into shark-infested waters, making boats out of tires, sticks, risking their lives for freedom. They can be killed by the Cuban Coast Guard. Just simply shot and killed. Really that simple. You know, you young white fools that think you have all the answers for these people who live it, it really shows you who the fascist is. Who's the ignorant one? We'll be back in a little bit. Don't go far.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country, with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor, guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me can understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real, aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout, and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. That's 800-871-3291.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
Can't you see what I'm trying to tell you? I love you. Why don't you marry me?
Why, marry you?
You take me and I'll take a vacation. I'll need a vacation if we're going to get married.
We are back at it. I'm Joe Bassini. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe. 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged. Be part of the solution. Love it when you are. I really do. I do appreciate the time that you're spending with us here. Again, on the air. Being involved, being engaged. As I would say, being part of. You got to be part of. Right? You got to make sure that you have the information you need. And look, if you don't trust me, you don't believe me, you don't think what I'm giving you is true and accurate, then find somebody, something, somewhere that is true and accurate, that you can trust and believe in. Okay? I mean, seriously, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you find that I'm wrong about something. No, come on, seriously. You won't. Because I don't care. I only care about, I care about doing the right thing. Okay? I care about making sure that in the eyes of God, I'm doing the right thing, and no, not the God, not the God that you kind of make up as you go, not the God you kind of feel is the right God. No. Right? All right, Jasmine Crockett's at it again. The election denier. You know what? Voters wanted her out. They wanted her gone. Right? Really that simple. And now she says, come on, this is great. The Democrat representative, Texas Senate candidate, Jasmine Crockett, came out with a statement. She says her election was rigged. Voters are turned away due to confusion at the polls. Yeah, you read that right. Now remember something. It wasn't like she was running against a Republican. She was running against another Democrat. Right? So Crockett previously told supporters not to use Dominion voting systems. She argued that Scott Lindecker, a former Republican election official, he had purchased the company and that it couldn't be trusted anymore. Now, because of the new rule that requires voters to cast ballots at an assigned precinct instead of anywhere, Democrats are scrambling and blaming Republicans for throwing a monkey wrench into the election. You ever notice when they lose, when something doesn't go their way, it's never their fault. That's why I call them the party of non-responsibility. Nothing is ever their fault. So Crockett claims that she's being cheated because her voters got confused and they can't find their assigned voting precinct. Right? What else do you expect? What else do you expect from those people that you obviously, pay attention to what you say? I mean, I don't know. You're a very confusing woman. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to get too nasty. So Crockett claims that she's being cheated because her voters got confused. They can't find their assigned voting precinct. Why? Because they can't read a map. They can't, give us a reason to how ignorant, because this is what they do. I'm not saying they are, but you know as well as I do, this is what they do. They can't get voter ID. They can't find out where they have to vote. They can't, my God, how do they get to the grocery store? A judge in Dallas County granted an emergency petition extending polling hours until 9. Right? In that county, citing mass confusion that was so severe that Dallas County Election Department website crashed. So he extended it off 2 hours. Or an hour. I don't know what time they closed. Now, Crockett's crying foul in a press conference. She's with House candidate Colin Allred. She claimed that she's being cheated while urging voters to make sure that you go ahead and figure out where it is that you're, supposed to vote. We encourage each and every one of you to remain resilient. We cannot allow this type of behavior to be rewarded because So long, no. See, it wasn't that she lost by 1,000 votes, or even 500 or 2,000. She got trounced. Right? I mean, last I checked, she was behind by 13,000, 15,000 votes. Right? She was counting on a high turnout in Dallas. She urged voters to stand in line as long as possible. She said she'd come out and join them if necessary. Yeah, okay, whatever. Right? We should all be standing together. Democrats, Republicans, we should all be raising hell, she said. Right. You've had nothing nice to say about Republicans forever. Why would they come out and support you? No, seriously, you wouldn't do this for a Republican. If you thought something was wrong with the voting machines or anything along those lines, you wouldn't come out. So why should we come out for you? Brenda Allen, the executive director of the Dallas County Democrat Party, told the Washington Post at a call Tuesday that the county party, alongside voting rights advocates, had predicted that the precinct rule would cause confusion. She noted that the precinct maps changed earlier this year because of redistricting. So even people who have been aware of the requirements may have not known. If voting is so important to you, if it's such a sacred right, shouldn't you go out of your way to figure out where you need to vote? My wife and I do. Because they changed it here in California. You used to be able to go to one place. Now you can't go there anymore. Then you used to have neighborhood voting places. No, we don't have those anymore. It's just amazing. They didn't create more voting places. They actually created less. By creating less voting places, now you have to extend the hours. You have to get there in order to get it done if you vote in person. Or you can vote by mail and hope that your actual real vote counts. Okay, that's simple. They're constant complaining. It's just so old. Right? There's no believing them anymore. All right. 855. I'm sorry. 855 Real Joe. 855-732-5563. There's nothing that happens quickly, in government, right? And by the way, if you think that this Epstein thing's going to be over before the election, I don't think so. No, I mean, you got interruptions like you have now. People now saying that Trump did what he did to draw attention away from the Epstein files, because for 12 years where you guys had control, you couldn't get your act together enough, right, to get him out there. Is that kind of what you're saying? I love it. I think it's hilarious. House Oversight Chairman James Comer on Tuesday, he said he's calling on 7 more people to appear for transcribed interviews, including Bill Gates. Comer called in former Obama White House counsel Kathy Rumler to testify on her ties to Epstein. Rumler recently stepped down as Goldman Sachs general. Now, I want you to notice something. Since these files were dropped, we've seen a massive amount of people leave their jobs. Right? I don't know why. Why would you leave your job? Because the Epstein files dropped. Why would you do that? I mean, look, there are so many things that you're going to find out were pulled over on the American people. And if you haven't or you don't, you're not paying attention. These things just don't make sense in any way, shape, manner, or form. Leon Black, Leslie Groff, Sarah Kellen, Ted Waite, and Doug Band, have all been asked to come in and speak. So they're actually and they're still looking for real survivors of the Epstein. God, what do you want to call it? Just nasty. Over the years, it's been widely reported that Bill Gates would have associated with Jeffrey Epstein in order to pursue or leverage influence to win a Nobel Prize. Often mixed as a Peace Prize. You find, again, you'll find it, just Google it, you'll find stories, all kinds of stories on it. It's what he wants. It's what he, actually, frankly, it's what he thinks he deserves. which is hilarious. I mean, thinking that you deserve a medal for doing what? For killing millions of people? Come on. Give that some thought. And this came in just a little bit ago. Okay, come on. It must be getting hit like crazy. All right, in short order, because we're running out of time here. The police arrested a potential gunman at a Paxton watch party. The man was reportedly wearing a face mask, a hat, gloves. That's not suspicious. The Texas primaries were held today, and the polls were closing at 7 o'clock local time. But some are still open after a little bit of chaos. The man was placed in the back of a Dallas police cruiser and later taken away. It was not immediately known whether the incident was connected to the Paxton event or not. Paxton's running for U.S. Senate. I don't know where he's at right now. I haven't checked. And we don't have enough time for me to go check. But the Dallas Police Department and Paxton campaign did not comment on it. Yeah, and I don't blame them. Wait till it plays out. Yeah, once it plays out, it's a whole different thing. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. All right, thanks for spending your time with me. Appreciate your time so much with me. I'm Joe Messina, your host. You've been listening to The Joe Messina Show.